think they're going to get to 6 wins, Joe. I think they're talented enough. I think that they have developed well enough to where they can get there. I think that there's a buy-in and a momentum there. I think the Swan kid at quarterback is better than people give him credit for. Joe, he threw 8 touchdowns last 4 games and really didn't have a lot of weapons. Now he's starting to get those weapons. They got a better offensive line. Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, I think they go into Gainesville and can beat Florida again. I do think that they can beat Kentucky. That's just where I feel with them. I like Clark Lea as a head coach. I think they're a highly well coached, and I think Barton Simmons, for all the shit that he's gotten over the years, has gone out and scouted really good 3-star players that they could develop. They've developed them now. And Joe, here's the crazy part about it. They are deep. They got juniors and seniors everywhere in this thing. It's a little scary to think about when you look at Vandy.
All the South Carolina losers are going to hate this statement that pissed off at me. I actually am more optimistic of the upside and the potential for Vanderbilt than I am for South Carolina. I think we unjustifiably crowned South Carolina this great football team. But I agree with everything you just said. I think that Clark Lea is a much better head coach than Shane Beamer. I think that Clark Lea deserves the extension that he receives. And I think that where they're located in Nashville, there is not any reason why they can't dominate in recruiting for all of the academically minded kids that come from the South. They can pull all the guys that have been leaving the South and going to play at Notre Dame or elsewhere, and they can keep them within that region. Absolutely can. It's a great university. It is a great area to be in. And plain and simple, Clark Lea is just a really freaking good football coach. I was so upset that he left Notre Dame when he did, because it completely disrupted any chance of them finishing the season the way that I hoped that they would have. But he is just such a hard-nosed, great coach. And I think that, as you talked about, we are seeing the development of this roster. But most importantly, a lot of those guys are staying. A lot of those guys are sticking around.
I'm not going that far. I am not going that far.
I'm not saying they're going to win 10 games. I'm just saying that they're going to win 6 and that they're better than South Carolina. If they're going to win 6 games, that means somebody has to suck, and it's South Carolina.
You're too high on Kentucky, buddy.